Good morning, millennials.
Welcome back to The Toast and happy Wednesday. A gorgeous hump day here at The Toast. Hey, Jax, how you darn?
I'm darn good. Is there anything, could a hump day ever be anything other than gorgeous?
I mean, it could.
How?
I don't know, let's say you get some really bad news. Like, bad news waits for nothing, you know?
It's true. But hopefully we're early enough that anything that's not gorgeous will be waiting for us in the latter half of the day.
You know what's so funny? I guess I read a book recently that used the phrase bad news waits for no one and or nothing or whatever.
No, it was in the summer I turned pretty, bad news can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Because they called early in the morning with Susanna's news.
Yes. And I have used that phrase 4 times since I heard it, you know? It's in my brain now.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, that's where it's from.
Interesting.
Citing
I didn't
one
realize
of the greats.
One of the greats.
I started a new book last night, actually. I think you've read it, On a Quiet Street.
Love. Such a good thriller. It's amazing. You're never going to guess.
I remember you saying that you didn't like it.
No, I liked it.
I feel like there was a thriller that you read recently where you said nothing happened the whole time. And I felt like it was On a Quiet Street.
No, it might have been The Inmate, which is what everybody told me to read. They're like, it's Frida's best book. You know, we're Frida McFadden girlies. Everyone's like, you haven't read The Inmate? Stunk.
Yeah, no, it wasn't The Inmate because you read The Inmate recently and you said this on your Instagram maybe a month or 2 ago. Whatever, I'm glad it's not the book I'm reading.
No, I don't think it is. That's a really good thriller. That's one that's having a moment going viral.
It is having a moment, so I figured I'd see what all the fuss is about. And so far,
how exciting.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. Mm-hmm. I feel broken. Is it just me? Whenever I wear heels, I have sore legs the next day. I think it's because I have no muscles. So my legs literally did a workout from carrying the weight of my body.
Yeah, it's a calf workout for sure.
Yeah, I'm broken. I wore heels last night. We had our Pickle Spritz launch event, which was so fun. It was such a gorgeous summer night on a rooftop. I'm just broken. I can't hang like I used to.
Getting old, man.
Getting older is not the same, it seems to me. No, each day I wake up with a new ailment. I'm truly
you're breaking down.
I'm wobbling into old age, honestly.
You're coming apart at the seams. You need to listen to your body.
Calm down.
You need to listen to your body and take a break, not run off to Boston without your big sis.
The thing is, I'm saying yes to life, and saying yes to life waits for nobody and waits for no thing.
Well, I mean, it's not without
It's downsides. That's true.
It's drawbacks. Your body is breaking down.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you look at my Instagram and my social media, you're like, oh, yes, this girl is clearly saying yes to life. It looks fabulous. It looks fun. It looks fresh. I'm here to tell you, on the podcast, you get the real deal, totally authentic, not highlight version. I'm deeply unwell, you guys. We're halfway through the year of yes. I feel like I have actually followed through with my New Year's resolution, which was just saying yes to life, doing more things. And I've actually been doing it. And here's my halfway update. I'm not okay.
But you are okay.
Yes,
you're
I am.
Really enjoying. But what I was going to say is maybe you should get a massage today, even if it's just at the nail salon, a little 10-minute massage.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah, or get a pedicure and get your feet rubbed for 10 minutes per leg.
10 minutes per leg.
Because they do the 5 minutes, it comes included. But you could bump it up to 10 per leg.
They don't do 5 per leg. That's not included. They give you 30 seconds per leg.
No, at my place, it's 5 per leg.
Well, I can't go to your place because the last time I was there, the girl you recommended called me gordita because she thought I didn't speak Spanish. But I do, bitch. And gordita means little fat girl. So I haven't really felt safe there.
So she called you little?
Actually, no. Gordita roughly translates to just fat. For female fat.
No, that's gorda. The ita makes it little.
Gordita translation. No, it...
Maybe you're a young...
No, it literally is chubby girl.
Girl. I guess gorda's a chubby woman.
Jackie...
She thought you were young.
Jackie, does your arm hurt from reaching? It was an insult.
Listen, get over it. She does an amazing mani-pedi, and she's got hands like no one else if you want to get those legs rubbed.
No, I haven't been able to enjoy my time there ever since, so.
But also, you need to thank her because haters have been your motivators.
Not really.
Yeah, really.
No, I don't think any part of me was motivated to go on my health journey. because of the haters. Like, I don't care what other people think of me. I hated myself. Like that, I am my biggest hater. Fine.
You're the hater that was the motivator.
That is fair to say, but not other people.
Okay, I just feel like you should go in there, kill so many birds with one stone. One, you'll get an amazing massage. Two, call me Gorda again. Call me Gorda again.
Because to her, it was like an offhand remark. She didn't know that I heard it. Like, she doesn't even probably know or remember that she called me Gordita. But for me, it's like, you know, we all have moments in our life where we're like, especially if you've like struggled with your weight, where you have heard other people call you fat or like talk about your body. And literally those moments, you will take them to your grave with you. You will never forget them.
For sure. But there's no part of you that now wants to go in there and be like...
No. Because it won't be gratifying. She doesn't know that it was a moment. I know it was a moment, but she doesn't know.
Okay. I think you're missing out on what could be another great moment for you.
No, I don't do it for her. I do it for me.
Well, then you're definitely missing out on a great foot rub.
Yeah, no, I'll take into consideration getting a foot rub, but I'm not going to your place. Like, if I don't do that, like, I really truly stand for nothing, you know?
Oh my God.
As a consumer,
so disagree.
As a consumer, like, my business is my power, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm going to wield my power towards, you know, more safe spaces.
Okay.
Well, we've got a great show for you guys today. It's Wednesday, which means we've got Dear Toasters. We have an update. Remember the girlie who wrote in and said, you know, she went off birth control and literally everything in her life feels different. She no longer feels attracted to her partner.
Yes.
It was kind of a big conversation in our community. And so she's written in with an update, and I think you'll be interested to hear what she has to say.
I'm so interested because I was so interested by that story. One, because then everyone in the community was like, this happened to me. And then we're also like kind of realizing that maybe like birth control is like meant to program us to be attracted to mediocre men. And maybe it's like the patriarchy.
It's kind of, it's a pill to take to support the patriarchy.
It's the patriarchy colluding with big pharma. Mm-hmm. And we're just putting the pieces together.
Right. So we'll hear from one of our subjects on the matter.
Can't wait.
Yeah. What else is going on? Oh, my episode of Out and About is about today. I went on Joey Camasta's podcast like a week and a half ago, and it came out today. I actually watched it this morning before we got started, just to, you know, energize me on the subject of me. And it was fabulous.
What'd you guys talk about?
Oh, everything. We talked about Cuba Gooding Jr. We talked about Say Yes to the Dress. We talked about orgies. It really was a wide-spanning conversation.
Oh, nice. Your highlight reel.
Literally.
That's like when you go out into the world, that's like what people associate you with. Is like Cuba Gooding Jr., Say Yes to the Dress.
I know. I talked about that on the podcast about how I hate both of those things and I would love to stop talking about them. However, you know, if people are talking to me, I'm just happy. I don't care what it's about.
They're kind of your claims to fame.
I know, but like...
But we know, and the toasters know, and like on this show...
We don't even discuss.
No, it's old news.
So it might be refreshing for people to hear it if they've never heard the story.
Right. It's true.
Head over to Out and About podcast.
That's so fun. Maybe I'll watch that today.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on the tube. And what else? I feel like I had like something I needed to say on the toast, like a funny story or something. Although I cannot recall. Maybe it'll come to me.
I finished watching the new Roni episode.
Oh, what do you think?
I could, you know, put a lid on it. I didn't think it was good, but I don't think that means that it's gonna be terrible. I didn't think any of the women like stood out in any sort of major way. They're all kind of very similar, and also playing it safe because at this point, like, you know what makes good reality TV, how to be successful on reality TV, but none of them like had a distinct enough personality except for Brynn, but she's kind of all over the place. Like, I don't know what she's about.
Is Brynn like the brunette girl with like kind of a pouty face?
Yeah.
I've seen a bunch of clips of the episode, and I don't know if this is fair to say because I, again, haven't seen the entire episode, but she like appears like she's trying so hard.
Yeah, she just like is saying crazy stuff, I think, because like that's what plays on TV. Mm-hmm. And on the one hand, it's like, okay, this doesn't seem genuine, but on the other hand, no one else is really doing anything, so
yeah,
it's good, I guess. But no, and it also seems like this group of women don't really know each other. They're just kind of all like plucked from all around the 5 boroughs and put together in Jenna Lyon's apartment with a fondue board.
Yeah, that's tough. And I think from like a casting perspective, it's really hard to get like a group of people who know each other for a long time who all want to do the show and then who are also all interesting and wealthy and women of, you know, status. Mm-hmm. But as a viewer, like, it's so frustrating. I feel like with a bunch of the seasons of Housewives, like, we got to a place where, like, you could tell these women were never hanging out unless they had to film. And it's, like, not fun. Like, that history makes it, you know, high stakes and makes it interesting.
Yeah, and I just wonder how it worked with the Lizzie Savetsky stuff. Like, did they film for a few weeks, all of that blew up, and then they scrapped all that and started again? It does kind of feel that way because they're talking about, like, dinners and stuff that maybe happened in the Lizzie era, because there's no footage.
So did they not address it?
No,
at
they
all?
don't address it. It's not like she's in the background. Like, when they're in Jenna's apartment, like she had just the girls over for a girls' night, and, like, Lizzie's obviously not there. I feel like it's post Lizzie, which actually makes it a little better because then they had those weeks of filming.
Hanging out.
So they had more opinions about each other. But I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. And I also think, like, Bravo probably doesn't want to open themselves up to any sort of, like, lawsuit because there was, like, allegations of anti-Semitism and stuff. So to, like, start with a clean slate, I guess.
Yeah, no, it would have been really confusing to come in and try and explain the drama that happened. Like, we're trying to get to know a new group of women. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Or it would have been confusing to just use that footage but cut her out.
Right.
Because then there would be, like, a big gaping hole.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I keep saying, like, I might watch it, but every time I go to, like, my clicker, like, sorry, it's me and young Sheldon till the day I die.
Yeah, no, what I've seen so far, you don't need to watch. But I'll keep up with, like, what people are saying about it. If it seems like it's getting better, maybe I'll give it another shot.
I just saw the ratings for it. I think it was, like, 670,000 people.
I don't know whether that's good or bad these days.
Me neither. Like,
It doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound good, but I think these days in the Bravo universe and, like, cable universe, I think it's pretty decent.
It doesn't sound good, and it certainly doesn't sound good for a premiere of a new show that's, like, incredibly hyped up. But Andy said, like, this might inspire them to reboot some other cities.
Well, not if it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
What cities do you think need to be rebooted, OC?
Apparently OC is, like, doing well. I actually was thinking about watching again, but there's not that many episodes out, so I didn't want to, like, get into it and then have nothing to watch.
I actually watched an episode of it because Brian keeps up with it. And when we were in the Hamptons, he was watching it. So I sat down and watched it with him when we watched Crappy Lake, which, again, I can't recommend enough. It seemed fine, honestly. There was, like, this moment where Heather Dubrow, like, did, like, a losery thing, which she doesn't do, you know? Like, she was they were doing peak and pit of their trip because they took a trip to Montana. And she was like, a pit of mine is just, you know, Shannon and Tamara have made up after all these years. And she feels like, you know, they were leaving her out. And, like, they weren't. And she, like, started crying, and they're like, what are you doing? Like, it was so not Heather Dubrow. Like, not, you know, she's, like, fancy queen. It was so, like, losery of her.
That's weird.
Yeah, no, it felt weird. It felt like everyone was, like, doing the most. I know there's, like, a new housewife, and there's, like, some tea on her, and Tamara has, of course, you know, found it and is exploiting it. I don't know if they need a reboot. But Emily, my queen Emily, wasn't on the trip because she got COVID. So the episode wasn't as good as it could have been.
Interesting. I don't really need any cities to be rebooted. I feel like I'm just moving away from watching, like, so much Housewives that unless they are in a city and, like, with people who I already care about, I don't plan on watching it. But that's why I watch Roni, because, like, we're New Yorkers. I'm going to give it a shot. But
it's also fun to just watch New York be portrayed as, like, fabulous and where are they going.
Yeah. Yeah, but it also feels like something about it feels so, like, 10 years ago in the way that they're, like, talking about New York almost. I can't explain. Like, it feels like this was the pilot that was shot alongside the original pilot. In the way that they're talking about New York. Like, New York has really changed, and I just don't feel like that they've reflected it in the show.
Oh, that's interesting.
I can't explain it. And it doesn't feel like super New Yorky. It's just like everyone, maybe because we're only in people's apartments so far. I've only been in apartments. Right. And they're nice apartments. Which is interesting. You would like the apartments, and they live, most of them live either, like, downtown or Brooklyn. I don't think anyone lives uptown. Not that I've seen yet.
Well, no, I mean, the whole original show took place uptown. When there was a housewife who lived downtown, it was, like, the biggest deal.
I know.
Oh, that's interesting. I do like to see, for me, the allure of the show is seeing people's, like, homes, cars, their wealth. And that's why I think the OG show got so boring, because it really wasn't, like, this group of fabulous rich women. It was this group of, like, alcoholic women who are no longer women of stature.
Yeah, who are, like, reality TV stars.
Right. They're, like, former Morgan heiresses. They're former countesses. And, like, that doesn't really pay the bills.
Yeah. No, the things that pay the bills are just, like, not the things that we want to see them doing.
No, they're professional reality stars now. They're honestly like on the same financial level as like, you know, the Vanderpump Rules kids who were waiters and waitresses and who are now who are now professional reality stars. It's like the same, you know, tax bracket.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, we've got a great show. I think we should dive in. We've got some stories and we've got your toasters and I'm excited about it.
Okay, let's get into the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Jackie and I love to invest, whether it's in purses, clothing, shoes. We are always making sure to shop smart with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay authenticators are there, verifying every detail of your purchase. So basically, the eBay Authenticity Guarantee protects buyers from fakes, and it gives them the assurance that they're getting the real deal. Because, you know, sometimes shopping on the internet, when you're looking for the real deal, it can feel like the wild, wild west. But eBay's out here to protect you. Because what is worse than spending time, money, energy, scouring, researching the internet for your next purchase, only to later find out that you have been scammed? With eBay Authenticity Guarantee, you'll never get faked over again. Their service currently covers eligible items across sneakers, watches, handbags, jewelry, and streetwear. We feel more confident in ordering online, knowing that an expert at eBay is authenticating our items. So any purchase backed by the Authenticity Guarantee is sent to the authentication team, who personally inspect the item, check it against the listing, and authenticate it. So in a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. eBay is such an amazing platform, whether you're looking for, you know, something vintage, something rare, and I feel like a lot of people spend a lot of time scouring eBay for that one particular item, and now with the Authenticity Guarantee, it's just peace of mind knowing that eBay is going to handle all the stress. So ensure your next purchase is the real deal with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms. Today's episode is also brought to you by Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite events should not be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. So if you're looking for the spring musicale, make sure to get your tickets on the Game Time app. They have killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee. You can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you're going to have. Game Time is the place for last-minute tickets. So forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the day of the event. Get exclusive flash deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. The Game Time Guarantee also means you'll always get the best price. So if you find tickets in the same section and the same row for less, you will get credited by Game Time for 110% of the difference. You're getting images of your seats before you buy. You know exactly what to expect when you arrive, and you can buy tickets in a matter of seconds. So you just tap and you're set. Tickets are then sent directly to your phone, so you never have to dig through your email or worse, print. Game Time is a great app to just have on your phone if you live in a fabulous city like New York with lots of things going on. If you travel a lot and you're always looking for different things to do in the cities that you're in, whether it be for work or for pleasure, just have the Game Time app on your phone. You know, you find yourself in Charlotte, bring up the Game Time app, see what the Bobcats are up to, you know, see what the local theater is showing. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code TOAST for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code TOAST for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Awesome. Thank you. Are you ready for our first story?
Awesome. Oh, wow. Like, totally freaked me out. I mean, right on. The Toro Sure, number one.
You know who else is number one?
Me?
Not today.
Damn.
The Golden Bachelor.
Oh, yes.
The Golden Bachelor, Gerry Turner, is taking the country by storm. So ABC announced Gerry Turner is ready to find the new love of his life. The 71-year-old was announced as the star of ABC's new Bachelor spinoff, The Golden Bachelor, in July 2023. According to the network, the father of two is a hopeless romantic looking for someone to share the sunset years of life. He said, "It's never too late to fall in love again. Don't give up. There's always possibilities." He said he was pushed to join the show by his two daughters after their mother passed away. Though the pressure could make any man nervous, he told GMA that being the first elderly man to lead the show feels amazing and it's still sinking in. So we talked about the fact that The Bachelor was doing a spinoff called The Golden Bachelor. We thought it was a golden idea, and now they have found like the perfect man to lead the show.
So I think, you know, when they first announced the idea, people were, you know, questioning, maybe a little curious, but now that a lot of the assets have come out and we've seen what this man looks like, when they said Golden Bachelor, like I was thinking more like, you know, nursing home vibes, like really old. I didn't think of like this kind of silver fox. I mean, I think we can all agree this man is extremely hot. Like they did an amazing job with casting, and seeing, you know, his footage, you know, his little commercial, like, is making me excited.
Yeah, a lot of people excited. I think a lot of fans of The Bachelor are like texting their parents.
Signing their parents, yeah.
Yeah, being like, you have to go on. I think everybody wants to date this man. I agree. I think you probably would have expected it to be a little more like, what's that actor's name who plays Professor John Sturgis on Young Sheldon?
Yeah. Blair Waldorf's mom's
Stepdad.
Boyfriend.
Hold
yeah.
on.
What is his name? His name is Mr. Geist from Clueless.
Right.
What is his name? His name is Miss Geist, and what's his name in Clueless?
In Clueless. Oh, Mr. Hall.
Mr. Hall.
His
Geist
name is
and Hall.
Wallace Shawn, which I didn't know.
Perfect. He's such a Wallace.
Honestly, I would have loved for him to be the Golden Bachelor too, but instead we have this hot 71-year-old who's
we have this hot piece of ass, like,
who's ready to find a partner to golf with, play pickleball with. He's a retired restaurateur with many hobbies, and I think the fact that he's a widower
endears him to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's not like he's, you know, had 3 marriages. Like, I think they were very specific about who they wanted to cast. I think they wanted, obviously, someone actually old, you know, not like in their 50s. So, like, 70s is, you know, is pretty old, but, like, good looking,
sprightly,
enough to carry a show, because it's still The Bachelor and they care about looks. And someone whose story would be, like, heartwarming to... Yeah. And they found the perfect man, honestly. I think AI generated him.
No, by the way, he's giving AI generated. Like, he's quite literally perfect. Of course, like, ABC had to do their, like, annoying, like, marketing around it. I find Bachelor marketing to be, like, so lame. They're like, his DMs require postage. Like, so cringe. But I do feel like I will give this show a chance. It is extremely cute. It's giving young Sheldon vibes, like, just heartwarming, endearing, family-friendly fun.
I know, but I'm just curious, like, who this man actually is looking to be with, like, and what ages of the women there's going to be. Because I feel like he could go with a younger woman. Like, this is like...
He looks very young. He doesn't look 70.
Yeah, this is a spirited young soul, it seems.
Yeah. I feel like he needs, like, a 60-year-old, like, Nancy Meyers vibe, like, kind of Meryl Streep's character from It's Complicated.
Yeah. I'm curious
she's also
what the age...
Jackie,
I feel like they'll cast,
she's also a restaurateur.
I feel like they'll cast women in their 50s, too.
I mean, that's, like, a huge age gap. I know it feels different when it's, like, a 50-year-old and a 70-year-old, but that is, like, a big gap.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm really curious how this is going to play out.
No, and I think this is, like, a big moment for the Bachelor franchise. I mean, in the last few years, due to their own just, like, the show never really evolved. They had, like, a litany of scandals and just, like, other streaming services and networks, like, coming up with better ideas for dating shows. Like, they've really dropped the ball from, like, once being the biggest cultural phenomenon of our time. And I didn't know what or if they could do to, like, get themselves back in the zeitgeist. And I wouldn't have expected this, but it really is I've been seeing it all over the internet. It's taking the community by storm.
Yeah, it's really, really good move for them. And I feel like the fact that it's going to be on cable, like, once a week, it could be the thing that, like, unites the nation. Like, I think everyone will be watching. Everyone will be talking about, like, the women. And I also think it's really nice because we live in a world that's obsessed with, like, youth. And we need to get our priorities in order and respect our elders. And I think that The Golden Bachelor is inadvertently going to achieve that.
No, and it's so funny because, like, I feel like The Bachelor was one of those, like, toxic shows that really focused on youth. And, like, they were always, you know, the crop of girlies were always the same, you know, blonde, young girls. And now for them to use their platform to kind of shine a light on the elderly and, like, you know, more mature women, I love that.
Yeah. I don't think they're doing it intentionally. They're just trying to come up with show ideas. But I actually think this is a really wholesome, nice message for the country.
And they're kind of going back to their roots in the sense that when the show first began, like, the leads, the Bachelor and the Bachelorettes, like, were actual bachelors. Like, they were people who, you know, a lot of women would be, you know, searching for. And then they got to a point where it was just, like, kind of recycling, like, reality stars. And that's not considered, like, you know, it's not like this eligible bachelor. But this guy, like, is actually probably extremely sought after, you know?
Yes.
He's an actual bachelor.
Yeah, I feel like unless it was someone, I mean, this is not a great example, but like Colton, who's like a football player, and it's like, oh,
Right.
you have the opportunity to like go on Colton's season and be with
Yes.
an NFL player. Most of the now bachelors are just realities. Like they're just like
They're like former real estate agents turned full-time reality stars.
guy with 1 million Instagram followers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder
So
if
I
Gerry
think
has
it's
an
great.
Instagram.
Oh, we should watch his follower count. That's a really good way to know, like, if the show's having an impact once it starts airing.
But I don't think it's not analogous because his demo
It's so true.
is not on Instagram.
And I don't believe the show has started filming yet. I think they announced him as the guy to encourage, people of that age demographic to apply.
And it's going to work.
Yes, I think everybody who loves The Bachelor or who like follows pop culture is signing their parents up.
Well, their mom's up and
Yeah,
single
yeah,
at
yeah.
that. Or
Sorry,
actually,
yeah, they're
maybe,
single.
maybe a couple married women will show up and say, I saw Gerry. He spoke
I'm willing to
me,
risk it all.
and I think we can have a connection.
I like that.
It's really beautiful. It's on this fall on Hulu.
Oh.
And ABC, sorry.
Oh. Look
Yeah,
at us being
was
so
like-
positive.
I know, but this is worthy. I think this took everyone for a bit
By
of a
surprise.
shock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, our next story. Page 6 is reporting exclusively that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are having trouble in paradise. The rumors are swirling that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage is on the rocks. Radar Online reported Tuesday that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are taking time apart to heal and rebuild their bond. They're trying to figure out what hit them. Harry doesn't fit in Meghan's tacky Tinseltown world.
Ooh!
Adding that he's hoping to, quote, find himself. So that's what Radar Online reported. But an insider close to the couple assures Page 6 that any speculation of a breakup is untrue. The insider said, quote, it's not true. It's literally made up.
Okay, by the way, like there's definitely, Radar Online and Page 6, like it's giving tabloid, tabula rasa. But I think, an interesting conversation is like, let's say hypothetically this is true. Like there is
can't
no
break
way.
up. They can't.
Like
They literally-
that's what we've been saying.
They couldn't.
They're literally forbidden.
Even if they chose to live separately, in different houses, different bedrooms, for the rest of their lives, they cannot divorce.
No. It's not an option for them.
It's not. My prediction is that they won't divorce. You know what? It's so funny. He wanted to get so far away from like royal life, but he's wound up in the same situation where it's like, you can't get a divorce, bro.
No, it's so true. And I don't think that this story is true. I think like if it's not crazy to think like they've had, a very stressful few years. Like I'm sure, they fight like any couple. I really can't see a world in which they're not making this work. They really, all they have is each other.
Yeah, I think their relationship has probably seen better days. Like, I think things aren't amazing right now, and especially as amazing as they were when they left the family and they had each other and they had so much support and they had all this opportunity on the horizon. Like, as we've reported over the last few weeks and months, like, a lot of those things have gone away, and I think public opinion about them has
swayed a little bit.
So I don't think they're, like, doing the best they've ever been, but they're not getting divorced. They literally can't. And they're just going to deal with it.
No, make it work. Make it work.
He is planning on going to Africa for a new Netflix documentary because the Radar source says that he feels most like himself while on the continent, when he considers his second home. Okay. What's his first home?
Damn. Montecito. Or no, where do they live? Montecito,
yeah.
That's a good question. He's kind of nomadic.
Yeah, like what does he consider his first home?
No, what does he consider his country,
Yeah. I'm sure he would say his home is wherever Meghan is and his family.
And I'm sure if he had to ask, like, gun to his head, what country, he, like, belongs to the UK. Because they really do love him.
So then the place where he lives is actually his third home?
Listen, he's a man of means. He's got many homes.
No, like emotionally.
No. Wherever Meghan is.
Yeah. So that's his first home.
I don't believe that this story has any merit because it literally cannot.
It can't, yeah. And I
rebuke.
Yeah. But no, I think it has merit in the sense that, like, they're probably not in the best place they've ever been while they figure out, like, what's next for them.
yeah, they're kind of in this like transitional period. Like they kind of got settled here. And, you know, before that, she was in Canada. It was like a very transitional period. It was very high stakes. They got here, they got settled, they started working, they became, you know, real Americans. And I think between the book and some of the news, like, I think it's really shaken up their world, and they're no longer feeling, you know, stable.
Yeah, no, and there was so much promise ahead. Like, there was so much change happening at once, so it doesn't, like, allow you to really like process stuff, and there was so much promise, and now the chips have fallen where they've fallen. I don't think they've fallen exactly where that they had hoped.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
So I think they'll be together forever, but you know, maybe he is sleeping in a different bedroom. Maybe
it's mandatory. Like, they are together forever.
Dumois posted a tip that they had sold their house and that Harry was living in another place.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to take everything, you know, with a grain of salt from like blind gossip. But that's interesting. What do we know if their house sold? That's like all public record.
That's what I was going to say.
We would know.
Yeah.
There would be pictures of it everywhere. We would know who bought it.
Yeah. It would be Harry and Meghan's house for sale, and then a little like 3D tour.
Yeah, 3D tour, and then like a blurb on like which billionaire or other celebrity bought it, because that's like the most interesting real estate news, when like celebrities and rich people sell their house to other celebrities and rich people.
Yeah.
So we would know that. Or maybe it's like the sales, maybe it's still in escrow.
Maybe it's still in escrow. I don't know. But
wishing them well, truly.
Wishing them well. Are you ready for our next story? A little more relationship news. Bebe Rexha put her boyfriend, Keyan Safyari, on blast for shaming her about her weight. So Bebe Rexha appeared to put her boyfriend on blast for criticizing her weight when she shared a screenshot of an alleged text he sent her. The singer took to her Instagram story to post the message, which hinted at trouble in paradise, after he allegedly wrote that he wanted to be honest about her looks. So she posted this screenshot of the text. It's a really long text.
Okay, but to be fair, like, because we're going to talk about this in depth, I think we need to read the whole text, because it's a very interesting text message.
Yes, it's a very long text message, and it's you know, I guess the headline does capture technically what it says, but it's more layered than that.
It's more nuanced than that. The you know, takeaway, if you're just like giving general points in these headlines, makes it seem like he called her fat out of nowhere.
He said, "Hey, I never said you weren't beautiful, and I never said I didn't love you. In fact, I said how beautiful you are and how much I loved you. But I always said I would be honest with you, and your face was changing, so I told you it was. That was the conversation we were having, and you asked, because I care. Would you rather I lied to you? You gained 35 pounds. Obviously, you gained weight, and your face changes. Should I just pretend it didn't happen and that it's okay? Come on, I gained 3 pounds, and you call me chubs and fat. Doesn't mean you don't love me. If you're trying to find reasons to break up, this makes sense, but it's not the real reason. If you're unhappy with me / yourself / with life and don't see a future with us, then that's okay, and that's the reason. Don't use something like that to weaponize your anger or anxiety or any insecurity you may have. You know I always found you to be beautiful and loved you no matter what. I think it's important for you to think about things and write things down, speak to a therapist, and do this retreat thing to get to the root of the problem. Let me know if you'd like to speak if you need more clarity. Love you."
So, I mean, I think everyone's like first initial reaction is like, this fucking guy. Like,
how dare
what
you?
a shit. Don't fucking talk about. But then when you read the text, it does seem like, you know, weight is something that they speak about a lot. Because he said, you asked. And he said, you know, you're always telling me when I gain weight. So it seems like it's a topic of conversation. And I think like in a relationship, either you talk about it or you don't. I come from a relationship where we talk very openly about it. I will ask, like, do I look fat? Do I look like I've gained weight? What do you think about my stomach? And Ben will be like, oh my God, does my stomach look like we talk about it. And it feels like a safe space to do that. I don't feel like I'm ever being judged, and I don't feel like I'm ever being judgy. I'm just like, we talk about it matter of factly. Like, but do you care? Does it bother you? Do you want, like, we talk about it in, I think, in like a logical way. So it seems like they talk about it, because he literally said, you asked and you said something about me. So knowing that, I feel like he actually sounds like he's being kind of kind in a weird way.
He's trying to just have a conversation with her. She had spoken recently about how she had gained a lot of weight. I think she had said 35 pounds. And sometimes, like, that's just, you know, you're living life and that's like
it can
cool
be
with
sometimes. Sometimes it's a sign of happiness and contentment. Sometimes it's not.
And so I feel like she asked him, Two, he's like, there's clearly something beneath the surface between the two of them where maybe she's not in the best place. Like, she's going to a retreat. He's telling her to speak to a therapist. Like, I think he's trying to speak to her as kindly as he possibly can. Seeing this text out of context, like, yeah, it's like a man should never comment on a woman's weight. But, like, they're in a relationship. She asked. It's clearly a point of conversation between the two of them. My biggest question is, why did she post this? She deleted it pretty soon after.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like it was an accident that she posted this.
I know, because if she was trying to make a point to, again, I feel like we had this conversation with Sarah Brady, like, to post conversation screenshots that, like, you are screenshotting what you want to show is always going to, you know, be biased and, like, you're only showing people what you want them to see. And so for her to do that, and then I think a lot of people didn't respond in the way that she thought that they would. Because, of course, like we said, our initial reaction is always like, literally, don't fucking talk about my body. I'll slit your throat.
Yeah.
But it's such a long text message, and it weirdly gives a lot of context about their relationship. So I think once, upon reading it, everybody was like, wait, it's not that bad.
Yeah, and also, like, why are you bringing the public into your current relationship? Like, with the Sarah Brady thing, I could see a year later, she obviously is pissed at her ex.
Yeah.
But this is, like, your relationship, and it feels like such a weird way to, like, it's such a weird tool in your fighting toolkit to be like, I'm going to put your text on my Instagram.
No, it's definitely, this was a weird way for me to find out Bebe Rexha had a boyfriend.
True. If she still has one. But again, this is like Keke Palmer, like, how are you in a relationship again after? You're not. Like, I don't think that they will. I would never trust someone. If I were him,
put me on blast.
This is it. Like, no, we're not in a relationship anymore.
Yeah, I agree. This feels like none of our business. It feels weird to even comment on it, but, like, she put it out there, and just, I feel like we don't know a lot about her relationship, so everybody's, like, really leaning into these text messages for, like, different context clues. And based on things I think we can, like, infer from the text message, it doesn't seem like he's out here being like, you big bitch. Like, it seems like, I don't know, it seems like if you're gonna...
concerned.
No, not only that, it seems like if you're going to talk about weight with your partner, which is a decision, either you talk about it or you don't. You don't have to talk about it. But it seems like if you are going to talk about it, he's someone who's talking about it in kind of like a healthy way.
Right.
I didn't read this and be like, this guy. My initial reaction was like, based on headlines, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. But if you take the time to read it, it's not that bad.
No, he said, like, I said, you're so beautiful and I love you and I always will think you're beautiful. It's not like he's saying, like, you changed and I'm not attracted to you.
Right. And
so
you know what?
She's asking, did I change? He said, yes, but you're still beautiful to me.
Yeah, and I kind of relate to Bebe Rexha in being like, I've had this where I'm like to Ben, like, I feel so disgusting. Like, I really am so unhappy. Like, I hit a wall. I feel like a lot of people get there. Like, you know, your weight doesn't bother you, and then it does. And it's like all you can think about. And I've said to Ben, like, I'm really unhappy. And he's like, okay, well, you know, let's do something together. Like, let's join a gym and like that response makes me mad. I'm like, no, bitch, like,
you just wanted to complain.
Yeah. So, like, I actually can understand Bebe Rexha, but, like, right. I do not understand blasting it on social media.
Would you ever put the response on Instagram?
No, because then I'm giving other people on the internet free reign to talk about my body.
Yeah, like,
and that's not something I'll ever do.
I feel weird sitting here talking about Bebe Rexha's 35-pound weight gain, but, like, she put it, she served it up.
Jackie, and now we've said it.
Yeah.
And, you know, this is actually very pertinent because we have a Dear Toasters about this exact issue.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
and I'm interested to hear what you'll have to say.
But also, Bebe Rexha has spoken about her weight gain in the last few weeks. I think she was on, like, the Jennifer Hudson show. She also shared that she has PCOS. So it's just been, like, a transitional time for her. But there was no, further commentary. Like, we didn't talk. It's not a story Bebe Rexha says she's gained weight. But also, I felt like when I did hear or see headlines about her talking about it, like, it was in a very...
matter of fact.
No, like, in a self-assured way. Like, I've gained weight. Like, it doesn't bother me. And
I'm still living my best life.
Yeah. As you said, sometimes it's a sign of just, like, contentment and, like, I think that was, like, Kourtney was saying that. Kourtney Kardashian a few episodes ago. How, like, when she's super skinny, it means she's not happy. And if she's a little heavier, like, it just means that she's happy and content and not so, like, concerned about that.
it's not like a blanket universal thing. Like if you're fat, you're unhappy. Like I think everybody's different. Like I think when some people, you know, are at their fittest, it's a sign of them being at their best. And I think sometimes like Courtney, it's a sign of like, you know, true contentment, not needing to keep up with anything, relaxation.
Yes.
So it's not one or the other for everyone. So
Totally.
that's why you just shouldn't talk about it, because you don't know if somebody's like dealing with something really tragic and stressful. So just don't talk about it. But in a relationship, that's where you share your deepest and darkest and most vulnerable truths. So that's fine, but to put it online, girl, leave us out of it. I want no part of this.
No, and in a relationship, like you should know if your partner like is in a good place or a bad place.
Duh.
Yeah.
This is weird, like very weird.
Yeah, this trend of like celebrities putting their personal text messages and thoughts and feelings about their current partners, I'm not here for it.
No, it's so not celebrity.
No.
Like some things can be private, girl. Like keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Are you ready for our next story?
I really, truly am.
Finally, after a day's delay, Lindsay Lohan gives birth and welcomes her first baby with her husband, Bader Shammas. So the actress has given birth to her and her husband's first child, a son named Luai. A rep for Lohan tells Page Six. It's spelled Luai. Maybe it's like lie.
Lie, luau?
Luai.
Okay, pretty.
She said the rep said the family is over the moon in love. The baby was born in Dubai, where the couple lives, although his exact birth date was not immediately made known.
I'm really happy for Lindsay. I think, you know, that generation of girls, Amanda Bynes, Lindsay Lohan, Brittany, are really now coming out of like their trauma. Like they were like treated so poorly. I think they went through so much. And so to see Lindsay come out on the other side, she's acting again. She's happily married. She's kind of like a traditional chuggy girl, like getting married and then having babies. Like I'm so happy for her. Like she's someone I don't think of often, but when I do, I wish her well.
Yeah. And I feel like after a lot of years of being mysterious, who knows what she's been up to, some weird videos and this and that, like in the last few, she's really like gotten her life together and settled down, and her career is she's acting again. She did that Netflix movie. She's married. She's having baby. Like I think it's really nice.
I think so too. Although I do, you know, often think about, you know, that era of her life where she was running around London on Instagram Live, like chasing down Syrian refugees in the street.
Yeah, but that was also at the same time when she was doing that MTV show, Lohan Beach Club.
Which that was crazy.
But if you watch the show, she was like totally fine. Like the way that like you think of her, like, or we all saw that video of her dancing in Mykonos that like went so viral, and you're like, oh my God, what's going on with Lindsay? But then when you watch the show, like she's literally running her business and she's totally fine.
And she was like level-headed.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I really like. She raised us. I wish her the best. And I think motherhood already looks great on her. I hope she's, you know, just nesting. I truly wish her well.
Me too. She also, like Amanda Bynes, is an amazing actress.
Yeah, extreme talent.
Like an extreme talent. And we are at a loss, like, without her doing more movies. And I hope she does more movies because she's really such a great actress.
I agree. I mean, of course, you know, the greats come to mind. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Mean Girls, Freaky Friday. Not enough people talk about Herbie Fully Loaded.
Georgia Rule, your favorite movie.
Georgia Rule. Oh my God. Georgia Rule is now one of those movies that gets clipped on TikTok, and like it's reaching a whole new generation. People in the comments being like, what movie is this? And it's that scene where like Felicity Huffman finally comes down to Jane Fonda's house and is like, tell me the truth. What really happened with my new man? And it's chilling. And I'm so glad a younger generation is seeing it. It's Felicity Huffman, Jane Fonda, and Garrett Hedlund, and Lindsay Lohan's finest work. Mm-hmm. I need to watch that movie again.
Yeah, you do. So anyways, I'm really happy for her.
Me too. Mazel tov to you.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story? Another mazel tov is in order.
No, because our fifth and final story, where another mazel tov is in order, is brought to you by Quince. Summer is here, and your wardrobe, no offense, needs an upgrade. Instead of a flimsy fast fashion haul, spend your money wisely on high-quality essentials that will last beyond this season. Quince is our spot for quiet luxury without paying luxury prices. So Quince offers a range of must-have items like 100% European linen for under $50, luxurious mulberry silk skirts, and of course Italian leather bags and 14-karat gold jewelry from $30. All of their prices are 50 to 80% less than similar brands, and that's because Quince has timeless classic styles that will not go out of fashion, and you'll have them in your closet forever. I have so many, like I've been saying this, like I'm trying to build like a capsule wardrobe where I have different basics that are all really high quality that I can live with for many years and just wear differently and style differently. So I have a great pair of black slacks from Quince. I have a great cashmere sweater from Quince. I have a great cardigan from Quince. They're really classic, timeless pieces. And the way that they're able to do their pricing is they partner directly with top factories to cut out the cost of the middleman and pass the savings on to you. What's even better is that Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium eco-friendly fabrics and finishes. So we can feel good about getting high-quality items that last longer. Upgrade your closet this summer with Quince. Right now, go to quince.com/toast to get free shipping and a 365-day return on your next order. That's QUINCE.com/toast for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/toast. Today's episode is also brought to you by Impossible Foods. It is summertime. It means it's hot grill summer. And we're all outside, you know, being girly, barbecuing up. And Impossible Foods wants you and your grill to join them in making meat history. So as you may or may not know, Impossible beef is delicious. It tastes like beef, and historically speaking, of course, beef is delicious, no. But it's made from plants. So Impossible has 0 animal hormones, 19 grams of protein per serving, and it's better for the planet. It's so delicious. It tastes just like beef. So why not, the next time you're shopping at your local grocer, grab Impossible beef patties. Grab any of the Impossible food products. They're so good. They're good for the planet. They have a ton of protein. And, you know, you're doing good for your body, good for the planet, while also participating in barbecue culture, because it's barbecue season. You know, us vegetarian girls, our kosher girls, our girls who want to eat less meat, like, we don't want to be left out. We still want to wear cute outfits and grill it up. So if you're looking for better options on what to grill, grab Impossible. We're making meat history today. Head over to the meat aisle at your local store, grab some Impossible beef patties, and get grilling. Jackie more so, because, you know, we're limited in what we can eat as kosher girlies. We find ourselves over the last few years really always reaching for the Impossible aisle. When there's Impossible burgers at restaurants, like, we're always ordering it. It's such a treat. It's such a luxury. Mm-hmm. And you should join us, because there's no reason not to. It's so delicious. It tastes just like beef, but it's so much better for the planet. So this summer, make sure to head over to the local grocer. Get yourself some Impossible beef.
Thanks, Claude.
You're welcome.
Our fifth and final story, Mazel Tov, is in order to Dylan Sprouse and Barbara Palvin.
Yes.
They got married in Hungary 1 month after announcing their engagement. The stars said "I do" during a secret ceremony in the model's home country of Hungary over the weekend. A local outlet claimed that the nuptials took place in a church just outside the Hungarian capital of Budapest. And Vogue has all the photos. So first, the local outlet Boars Online had untape photos of the bride, who looked stunning.
How cute.
In her corset-style wedding gown and sheer gloves. And then the Vogue exclusive dropped. And the photos are just gorgeous.
Yeah, this was so unexpected. Like, obviously I knew that they were engaged, but they had a relatively, like, normal length engagement for, like, a celebrity. And I didn't know she was Hungarian. I love that they all flew to Hungary, like, to celebrate her culture. This is so cute. I love these two. These are one of my favorite celebrity couples. And they're not so obvious, you know, they're not in your face. They're just, like, seem really happy. And I love them. I love Barbara Palvin. I love Dylan Sprouse. Like, I'm obsessed.
I'm obsessed. They've been together for a long time. They seem so suited for one another. I'm glad they're married. And I loved her wedding look. Like, I feel like it was very traditional, but also something about it was incredibly, like, unique and not what we've seen before. We've gotten some really good bridal looks in the last, like, year, I feel.
No, the models are doing the most for the bridal industry. Taylor Hill, Kate Bach, Barbara Palvin.
Yep. I mean, I guess that's, you know, why they're paid the big bucks.
No, and that's why, like, they literally model wedding dresses, because they're models, you know?
Yeah, she looks like she's in the campaign. Like, it's just too easy.
She's really beautiful. I really, she's one of, like, my favorite models, you know, weirdly. And I love Dylan Sprouse. He's definitely my favorite Sprouse twin, my fellow NYU alum.
Oh, wow, he's your favorite Sprouse.
Yeah, I would say so. Would you not agree?
As much as, like, Dylan, he seems like the more affable, unserious brother who, like, you'd actually want to hang out with. I just feel like that's because we also don't know as much about him as we do about Cole. Because Cole's kind of, like, everywhere, and he takes himself so seriously.
Well, I feel like, you know, they were these young child stars together, and then they definitely took a break. I know they went to college, because I went to college with them. And then Cole had this resurgence with Riverdale, the biggest show, and it was like Cole Sprouse, and then he dated Lily Reinhardt. I feel like it was so much Cole that Dylan got left behind, and then very slowly everybody started to just like take their own interest in Dylan, due in large part to him being in like this fabulous, seemingly really normal, healthy relationship. And I feel like he's gotten his moment, even though Cole is like the obvious one now. He's the more famous one. But like when Barbara was at the Victoria's Secret fashion show and Dylan was sitting front row, like being so proud of his girlie, like I'm obsessed.
Have they ever gone to the Met Gala
Yes.
together?
Yes.
I'm on my way.
They do, like, they really are like low-key like a socialite couple, you know?
Yeah, they are.
They're not like so obvious. They're not getting hounded by paparazzi. They probably have a very normal life where they, you know, probably live nice. You know, they make a lot of money from, I know she's like a big model for a lot of big brands, but they have a sense of normalcy, which we love.
Yeah, we do. And Cole was his best man, it seems.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, they had this big bachelor party, I think in Iceland. It's nice.
It's really nice.
Vogue getting the exclusive. We love it.
Yeah. She wore Vivienne Westwood.
Stunning.
Yeah, really pretty dress. So those were the Fast Five stories, and I feel as though you needed to know them. You did.
You definitely did. And I'm excited because we have Dear Toasters. The one I was referring to is up first. So if you want to submit Dear Toasters, it is our weekly advice segment. We do it every Wednesday, or we try to do it every Wednesday. Sometimes it gets pushed to Thursday, just depending on what the celebs are up to.
Programming things.
Yeah. But if you want to write in, it's always done completely anonymously. You can submit two ways. The first is just emailing us at deartoasters@gmail.com, or head over to thetoastpodcast.com. We have a submission box. Again, totally anonymous. Write in, girls. What's going on? Okay, ready?
Yep.
Hey, Jackson Claude. Love the podcast. Here's my issue. I've been with my husband for almost 7 years. We have 2 kids together, and we just got married 6 months ago. After, on our honeymoon, we were literally in the middle of having sex when he says, I know that you're bigger than most girls, but you're so sexy. I know how he meant it, but seriously, I immediately got up, I went into the bathroom, and I cried. I am a little bit of a bigger girl. I always have been. My entire relationship, I thought that he was the one person who never saw my weight. He's never once commented on it or made any comments about it, based, you know, how much I eat, the gym, etc. And that's why I love him. I thought he saw me for who I am. Needless to say, this incident has fucked me up to my core. Am I just overthinking this? Is this a stupid guy thing? When I finally got the courage to tell him about it, he was extremely apologetic, so reassuring that it was a stupid comment. We were also a little drunk, but for some reason, I just can't get over it. It stuck with me and has been bothering me so much lately. Should I just get over it? Am I being dramatic? Thanks. Love you both.
I don't think that you're being dramatic. Like, you're entitled to your feelings, and sometimes something hits you sideways, even when I think it's so clear that, like, he meant it in the kindest way. Like, he thought he was saying something nice, and he didn't realize he just, like, ruined your whole trip. I think that we can forgive him.
Yeah, of course.
I'm glad that you, like, told him that it bothered you. And you have every right to, like, be bothered by it, but he really meant it in a nice way. And I would try and focus on, like, the positive half of the statement, because that's what really matters.
Yeah, also just like people say crazy things in sex. Like you also have to chalk it up to like dirty talk. Like people just say things like, that's like Amy Schumer does a bit where she's like, when you start having sex with your husband, he says all these crazy things. Like, you know, he doesn't mean it. He's like, oh yeah, let's fuck so hard. And like, we're not going to fuck so hard. You're literally my family, you know? It's really funny. But I think this is a really interesting thing. As somebody who's been fat their whole life, like you really want like it's kind of like a fact of, no, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, it's a very matter of fact thing. Like, I know that I'm fat, you know? But the way like somebody says it, even in a complimentary way, which this was, it kind of just like bursts your bubble that nobody sees that about you. And it's really tough because you think, you know, for me at least, like I was always, you know, doing the most, like hair, makeup, personality, like just to deflect from the fact that I'm bigger than most people. And for somebody to even not, whether it's in a positive or negative way, to even acknowledge it to your face is like so disgusting, you know? Even though it's not bad or good, I feel like fat has become like a bad word, but it's just, you know, it's a fact. Like I was fat.
It's
like,
numbers.
Yeah, so for somebody to bring it up to you, that's the most harrowing part, because it bursts the bubble that you have successfully been like deflecting people from noticing, you know?
Yes. No, I understand completely, and I understand why she's upset by it. But
you don't have to be.
You don't have to be. And the takeaway is like that he's obsessed with you. He loves you. You have 2 kids, 7 years. Like, you guys are great. And he was trying to pay you a compliment. Like, men are so
Yeah, and he was
dumb.
trying to make it,
Men
like,
are so
sexy.
dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe that's like, a subconscious way of him wanting you to like lean into like your curvy girl life, you know? He's into it. And some women like wear it as a badge of honor and are so good about being confident. And some people, it just destroys their confidence until they can, get it under control. But maybe he wants you to be that type of bitch, and that's complimentary.
Or he thinks of you as someone who's extremely like confident in your size, and that would not affect you at all. Like, maybe you've been putting on this like front that like, and not even a front, but as you said, like, it's always been who you are. And maybe he saw it as like, he's paying you a compliment to like how confident you are.
No, and just back to what you said, for a lot of big girls, like, they're so confident, and for a lot of them, myself included, like, it's a facade. It's just a way of getting ahead of anything.
Yeah, but I'm sorry that happened. He sounds
Your
like
man
a good
seems
man.
so sweet. Yeah.
He sounds like a good man.
It sounds like he was really just, people say crazy things in the bedroom.
He was like trying to like come up with like a fresh compliment, that's like not just like, oh, you're so beautiful.
Yeah, it's like that episode of Sex and the City where Charlotte has sex with that guy, and every time they have sex, he says like the craziest, like, degrading shit, and she's like this, nice Upper East Side wasp. And it's like, you just chalk it up to like pillow talk,
Yeah, it's a little different, but I understand.
Okay, ready for our next one?
Yes.
I have a few that I'm like, I have a bunch. Which one?
Oh, that's new.
No, I always take a bunch. No, okay, I'm gonna do this one. Hey girlies, been a listener forever and I appreciate the years of giggles. My father-in-law said something to me that I truly can't get over. Long story short, he took a picture of me and my husband, and when seeing the picture, I commented just to my husband that my boobs looked so big in the photo. My father-in-law overheard me and he said, I could hold them for you if you want. Obviously referring to my boobs. That grossed me out. My husband told him later when I wasn't around that the comment was inappropriate, but both my father-in-law and my mother-in-law didn't see issue with it. So the comment was just swept under the rug, but I feel weirdly objectified whenever I see my father-in-law. I don't see him regularly, but when I do, it's for days at a time. Am I being dramatic that I can't not think about that creepy comment whenever he's around?
Yeah, no, that's fucking weird.
It's literally the weirdest thing ever. And to be honest, there's nothing you could do about it, because the one thing you could do, I would have told you, your husband has to tell your father that was inappropriate. And he did it. So there's quite literally nothing you can do, but we're here to corroborate. That is literally so fucking weird and inappropriate. And I guess we got to chalk this up to like, the elderly.
Yeah, the elderly. Not everyone can be Gerry from The Golden Bachelor.
The elder's gonna elder. And this is one of them things that you just gotta swallow. But like, we are here for you. It's fucking weird and inappropriate.
Yeah, and just like stay away from him. Like, try not to have conversations with him where you're gonna hear more weird shit that you don't want to hear. And it's just like, like, you gotta dodge him.
Yeah, by the way, yeah. And now that you know he's a freak, like a comment to your husband being like, oh, my boobs look so big, just don't say it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't talk about like things that might rile him up.
And I'm not in any way saying you provoked him to say that.
No,
but he's a freak, so try your absolute best not to even give him like an inch or of space to say something like that.
Yeah, but elder's gonna elder, and in-law's gonna in-law.
100%.
And elder in-law is gonna elder in-law.
And I'm proud of you for taking, in-law dynamics are very sensitive, and you knew immediately it was on your husband to say something, and I'm proud of you for doing that. I'm sorry it didn't work out the way you wanted it to.
Yeah. But you just
Elder's
can't change
gonna
people at a certain point.
It's so true. Like, I don't know how old this man is, but if he's your father-in-law and you're a toaster, he has to be at least 60. And they're so far gone change. Like, don't even bother. Just put your energy towards your business or something.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, our third and final is an update. So we had a girlie write in. I'll read you a little bit of a synopsis from what she wrote in. She said her boyfriend over a year has been really supportive in her getting off of birth control, but her hormones have been really crazy. She feels really repulsed by him. Like, him farting puts her over the edge. I feel like he's lazy, he's gross, he's annoying. And before birth control, I was madly in love, of course, with the occasional annoyance. But she doesn't know if like her honeymoon phase has ended, if it's hormones. She doesn't know. So we had basically told her, like, you got to give it time. Like, your body is out of whack. Like, not enough people talk about how like birth control really changes you. And there have been studies done on all this. So we told her to just like chill. And if in due time, she's still repulsed by this man. Maybe it's just the relationship, not the birth control.
No, maybe it was the birth control that made her attracted to him. But like once she's leveled out and she's completely like feeling herself and not hormonal and up and down, then she can make a decision. But like, don't make a decision right now while you're still like coming down off of everything.
So here's her update. Turdy Lou and Jackie O. I wanted to send you an update on my hormone fiasco. And by the way, I like that we always complain that people don't give us updates, but like this girl, we needed months, and she literally wrote in months ago. So I feel like it's an adequate update. I wanted to send you an update on my hormone fiasco. I followed your advice of giving my body time to get back in order before doing anything rash. And I am so happy I did, because we are back to normal. My hormones were honestly whack, and it's crazy what my body went through. He has been very patient with me and made me realize he's a total P-Jom. I am never getting back on that shit again, and we are now taking steps to embrace our fertility journey. I'm very excited to start a family with him, and I'm so grateful I took your advice. Side note, it took me about 6 months to feel normal again, and that is just crazy.
That is crazy. That's a really good lesson for everyone. If anybody's feeling this way coming off of birth control, like there's so many different things that you deal with when you come off of birth control. But if one of them is like your personality has changed, your attractiveness to your partner has changed, like give it time. Not saying it will, maybe it won't bounce back, but it could. And you just have to like give things time because these hormones run deep.
Yeah, that's why what we were saying at the beginning of the episode, like listening to your body, like being acutely aware of what your body's going through. Because maybe, a girlie's going through this and not realizing it has anything to do with her going off birth control. And then she breaks up with her boyfriend who might have been the one for her.
Yeah.
So this is a lesson. And I'm grateful she gave us time too. 6 months. That's a half a year.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad that it's reached such a positive conclusion.
Yeah, and I wish her luck on her journey on fertility. I'd love to hear from you maybe in another 6 months. Maybe are you pregnant? Like, let us know.
Yeah, keep us posted. Stay in touch.
And stay in touch, and thank you for writing in an update. So many of our girlies forget about us. They take our amazing advice, and then they live their fabulous lives forgetting where they came from.
But that's what we're here for, Claude.
It's true. It's a good sign. But please, write us an update on whatever it is you wrote in about. And of course, if you just want to write in, that's deartoasters@gmail.com or thetoastpodcast.com. Thank you guys so much for a great episode. Jax, thank you for your time.
Yeah, welcome.
And thank you so much for listening to the Toast and Monday Morning Show. We deliver the fast 5 stories you need to know every Monday through Friday. And you feel about please subscribe. Please video thumbs up. Also, Bubbles Podcast. Serve you, but a beautiful setting.
By the way,
wickedly,
apparently Stitcher is shutting down.
Oh, I heard about that. I'm gonna have to change my outro.
Just something.
The podcast. The thing is, the podcast landscape is constantly shifting, and we have to do our best to say.
The outro is constantly shifting.
Love ya.
Love ya. Bye.